Hi students, welcome to plus 2 computer class. So in the previous video we already studied web hosting and also different types of web hosting and the specialities of web hosting. So that chapter is over. By that chapter we are completing our first volume textbook. So we are going to start our second volume, first chapter, that means 8th chapter. So in this video we are going to discuss 8th chapter, that is database management system. Then concept of database, what is meant by database, then for what purpose, need of database and advantages of database. Okay, so all these terms are interconnected. So using HTML we can create a web page, JavaScript also we can create client-side script, and web hosting is for how we are placing our website in the web server and buying space and all we discussed. Then at that time or when we are buying hosting space from internet or we are buying space for the web server, then at that time there is one statement available if database is required. Okay, what is that? If database is required, then you want to specify, because database is connected with, or for dealing database we require a new software. So you know, if we are dealing with the server-side scripting language, database is must. You know, DHSC website, all the students' details will be available. Year-wise details will be available. Your marks and also your grades, everything will be available in DHSC web portal. They are maintaining a special database for saving all the files, related data. Using database, we can only store related data items. That is the speciality of database. So we will start our chapter, new chapter. What is the chapter name? Database management system. Database management system. Database management system. That is our chapter 8. Database management system, or short form is a DBMS. That short form is DBMS. Database. First section, database indicate, actually it is a data structure for saving interrelated data. Then management system, how we are accessing data from database. We require a special programming language for accessing data from database. So actually two terms. Database, general structure, management system, it is relating to the language, deals with database. Okay, so what's the topic? Why we require a database, or what is mean by a database? Database is an organized collection of logically related data items. Organized collection means row and column wise manner. Interrelated data, that is also very important. Then we can use normal file system for storing data. Okay, we can use normal file system for storing data. For you know, in our school 3 sections are there: UP, high school and higher secondary. Suppose I want to take information of 5C, students studying in 5C. Then first I want to open the folder 5, folder UP section, UP folder, because there are 3 folders, main folders are available: UP, high school, higher secondary. Okay, 3 folder will be there in computer. If we are using conventional file system or normal files and folders. If I want to take information of a students from 5C, then what you want to do? There will be a main folder called UP folder. If you click on UP folder, again 3 subfolders will come. 5, 6, 7. Then again I want to click on 5. Then again 3 subfolders will come. A, B and C. Then I want to select information of a student from 5C. Okay, so how many times I want to open folder? First UP, then 5, class 5, and then ABC like that. So it requires some amount of time for accessing data from a normal or conventional file system. If we are using conventional file system, then there will be no security. Anyone can modify the data because there is no security. Anyone can open, anyone can rearrange the data, or anyone can modify the data. There will be no security in conventional file system. So, in order to avoid all the drawbacks of normal file system, they introduced another concept called database. Database, definitely security level will be there. Okay, so what is the definition of database, or what is mean by a database? The definition is already available in your textbook. What is a database? Database is an organized collection of interrelated data stored together with minimum redundancy. Okay, what is it? Database is an organized collection of interrelated data with minimum redundancy. That word is very, very important. Redundancy, with minimum redundancy. Minimum redundancy. What does this redundancy indicate? Redundancy means duplication of data with minimum duplication. That means file that if one student's information is already available, then we can't create one more data. That means it is already available. When we create one more, then they will ask duplication. Data is already exists. But in conventional file system, it will not ask. The file name is already available. A file name, if you are creating folder, then we will ask folder name is already exists. But the amount of data that we are entering, if we are using Excel file, they will not ask duplication. Okay, we can type any number of register number. If any mistake in the register number also we can't identify if we are using normal Excel file. Okay, so what is a database? Database is an organized collection of logically related data with minimum redundancy. That very, very important, minimum redundancy. Minimum redundancy means minimum duplication. Then the software database management system. The next one, database definition is this, DBMS. DBMS means actually it is a software that used to manage data from a database. Okay, then the software database management system, or DBMS, is essentially a set of programs which facilitates storage, retrieval and management of data from database. Okay, so DBMS actually it is a software. It contains set of program that is used for data retrieval, data insertion and management of database. Okay, clear? So that is the definition of database. So what is the definition of database? Database is an organized collection of interrelated data with minimum redundancy. This point is very, very important, with minimum redundancy. Then next we are going to discuss the different advantages of database. Okay, advantages of database, advantages of DBMS, advantages of database. So in the definition itself, it is already mentioned with minimum redundancy. Okay, so what will be the first advantage? Controlling data redundancy. Controlling data redundancy. Controlling data redundancy means there will be no duplication of data. That means all the database system do not maintain redundant data or duplicate data. If the file name or that data is present, if any kind of duplicate value is coming, then it will provide that this is duplication or redundancy is so we can't add that kind of data. That is known as controlling data redundancy. It can avoid duplicate value from database. So only the essential details will be available in database. That is known as controlling data redundancy. Then by controlling data redundancy, the second advantage is database become consistent. Okay, so that is the next advantage, data consistency. Data consistency. By avoiding all the duplicate values from database, it will make data consistent. Consistent means data will be very accurate. There will be no fault in database management system. Data will be consistent. Nobody can change, because actually database, there is one person present, database administrator. The entire control of the database is belonging to that person. Only that person can manage the entire structure or modify the structure of database. So definitely they are providing some kinds of security measurement for the database. Okay, so that's why database, by providing or by controlling data redundancy, the data present in the database will be consistent. Then next one, third one is efficient data access. Efficient data access. Third advantage, efficient data access. Efficient data access means, in the second advantage we already mentioned, by controlling data redundancy, all the data are very consistent, or all the data is very real. Then third one, efficient data access. If data is present in the database, then for the users, they want to access data from database. So if you want to access data from database, you want to give some kinds of security level. That means the information should be clean and clear. Okay, so that is known as efficient data access. Nowadays, different types of query languages are available for accessing data from database. You don't want to write the entire program. In statements, we can interact with the database. So that is known as efficient data access. Then suppose your database is failed, or your database is crashed, then also we can recover files from database, because database is maintaining a log file. Okay, when your database becomes crashed or DBMS become crashed, we can recover that log file. If we recover the log file, the entire transaction will be restored. Okay, so easily we can recover data. Then the advantage is efficient data access. Then second one is data integrity. Data integrity provides some kinds of security level. Security level means, suppose to identify a student, normally we are using register number. Okay, all the students are providing unique register number or admission number. Using that register number or admission number, we are identifying that particular student. So when we are inserting data for that particular student, the database will check that register number first, because only that register number is required to identify that person. No other data we are using, because there will be chance of duplication. For example, if you are using name, same name will be available in different class. So then there is a chance for duplication. So normally for accessing data from database, we are using a unique identifier. So when we are typing, for example, if we inserted on that column only characters we can insert, or only alphabets we can insert. By mistake, if you type any number, at that moment they will give warning message, data type mismatch, or this field only reserved for character. That kind of messages will come. So we can easily identify our error, and also we can change our error also. Okay, so that is known as data integrity. Then after that, data security. Next advantage is data security. Then I already mentioned, no one, there will be, suppose you want to access to a database software. First they will ask for the username and password. Okay, username and password. Username and password is must for interacting with the database. So that's why data security. So the user only know the username and password. They can only access information from database. That is known as data, providing data security. Then next one is sharing of data. Sharing of data. In some of the languages called languages like DBMS, languages like JavaScript, PHP. In all these languages, we can add database, or using that language we can access data from database. So you want to include some special statement inside that JavaScript or that particular programming language, then it will interact with the database. So that is known as sharing of data. Anyone can access, retrieve information from database. Okay, but that query language want to study first. Then only we can interact with database. Then enforcement standard. Enforcement standards. Enforcement standard means we can give some kinds of restrictions, like all the data should be less than, that means the number of characters should be less than 10. Then the name must contain at least 5 characters, like that. Some kinds of standard features or measurement also we can include in database. That is our next topic called enforcement standard. Always standard, maintaining standard for data in insertion and also data retrieval. Okay, clear? So that is enforcement of standard. Okay, now you know database means it is connecting with server-side scripting language and also dynamic scripting language. So definitely standard enforcement or maintaining standard is must. Security level, data maintenance, how the data are arranged in database, everything is very, very important. Then last one is crash recovery. Crash recovery I already mentioned in data integrity. Data security. Crash recovery means DBMS maintain a log file. In that log file all the transaction details will be there. All that transaction details, if the database is crashed, then we can recover that log file from database. If we recover the log file, then automatically the entire transaction, the inserted data and also the deleted data will be available and it will be restored. Okay, so the entire data will not be lost in case of any kinds of crash in database or any kinds of mistake in your computer. Okay, so these are the different advantages of database. It's very, very important question. You can expect this question as a essay question. Okay, advantages of database. You don't want to write the entire point. All these statements are very, very important. No need to modify the advantage. Whichever statement is that, the same statement you want to write. Okay, some of them will write controlling, that means advantages of database. First advantage, redundancy. What does redundancy indicate? Duplication. Database is providing duplication? No. What is the main advantage? Controlling data redundancy. The full sentence you want to write. Then second advantage, by making or by removing duplicated data, data will become consistent. If consistent data is there, then definitely we can access data, efficient data access. Data integrity, data security, sharing of data, enforcement of standard, crash recovery. These all are the different advantages of database. By this we are using database for web technology and also for storing related data. Okay, so I think it is clear. So again we will revise the topics that we studied. What is mean by database management system? What is database management system? Database is an organized collection of interrelated data with minimum redundancy. Then concept of database. For what purpose we are using database? Then need of database. Why we require a database, and after that advantages of database. Okay, so what is the first advantage of database? Controlling data redundancy. Then after that, data consistency. Third one, efficient data access. Fourth one, data integrity, data security, sharing of data, crash recovery, and efficient that means enforcement standard. So these are the different advantages of database. Then you want to write one question in your notebook, that is, list and explain the various advantages of database. So all these statements along with some explanation also you want to write. For that, please read your textbook. I think you got second volume textbook. So please read your textbook and then write only the important points in your notebook. So hope you understood. The remaining section we will discuss in the next video. Okay then, thank you.